We've had some discussions about anti-Semitism and the media, especially using films. There is a film called Drive, and this film, expertly done, using the most artistic methods known to man, how to repackage Mein Kampf. Hitler was a two-bit thug. Maybe he was involved in some murders. But he's they say he was a painter. He was no painter. He's a thug. A thug living in Vienna. And he was angry at Germany's loss, Austria's loss in World War I, trying to find somebody to blame. He blamed the officers who had no guts. Then he decided to blame the Jews. And he started with a description of how in Vienna he found that all the places of filth were controlled by Jews. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Might have been a couple, might have been a few. I grant that. There might have been a few shysters who threw off the Jewish religion and owned bordellos. Possible. But this becomes the basis of his anti-Semitism. The Jews undermine you, undermine your society with all the filth that you have. They're running it for the sake of their dollar, for their money. They undermine it at the bottom end, and then they pervert the top end with their evil ideas about economics, about war and peace and humanity. He labeled psychiatry, Jewish science, the reason why they weren't so successful in nuclear physics, because it was started by a Jew. Hated anything Jewish. The Jews infiltrated all the higher echelons of upper learning, of law, of music. And he tried to show that as well. Jews were communists. Jews were at the core of making the German man not the man that he was, both from the lower end of society and the higher end of society. It's one cabal, the International Jew. The International Jew weakened the resolve of the Nazis, of the Germans, the German nationals. And that's why they lost World War I. And we, who know the truth, will now be able to dominate the world. And that message of anti-Semitism, the domination of the Aryan race, resonated within the cold stone hearts of the people who had been embarrassed, defeated, and felt the heel of the economic oppression of the Allies. But it started with Mein Kampf. It started with his description. Guess what Drive is? Drive is the reenactment of Hitler's youth and the discovery and the anger that all the filth is run by a couple of people who happen to be Jewish, and they manipulate other people just for their own financial well-being. Drive is an anti-Semitic film using the most sophisticated methods. Goebbels would be proud. The driver looks just like Hitler without his mustache. Take a look at the film. The Hispanic lady looks German. The Hispanic man is a Palestinian. You tell me that this is not specifically intended to make its impression upon the NASCAR group, the people who are the number one group of sports nuts in this country. The largest base of regular white people are the NASCAR people. And that's who they're after. They're after the same earthy people that Hitler was after, to get them angry, to get them to become anti-Semites. It was written by Norwegian, Norway, one of those people demanding an investigation against Jewish settlers. This, the same day as those despicable acts in Toulouse. Norway, where they're trying to destroy Jewish shechita, Jewish ritual slaughter, so the Jews can't have food to eat. Norway, place of Oslo, anti-Semitic as they come. That's where this director comes from. And who is his writer? An Iranian. Convenient, isn't it? Neo-Nazi from Europe with an Islamo-Nazi from Iran, collaborating, making a beautiful film filled with hate. And you know what's more disturbing than anything else? The ADL, Jewish groups, not seeing it. They are either blind or don't know history. Let me tell you something. When people say that they hate you and that they're going to kill you, you can't just say that they're deranged and there's nothing to it. You must take note, and you must work against them, because some of those people will actually do what they say they're going to do. Hitler said in Mein Kampf that he's going to kill all the Jews in Europe. Nobody believed that he would actually do it. Not only did nobody believe he would actually do it, Europe didn't care if he would do it. So the only ones who cared are people like myself who lost their families, the Jews. And so, my fellow Jews, take note. Drive is Mein Kampf number 2, the beginning. The beginning of a new Holocaust has just been announced. You can take note or bury your head in the sand.